Damien Chazelle made Whiplash when he was just 27, won an Oscar for Best Director at 32, had studios bidding over his next movie at 35, and made the biggest box office flop of 2022 at 37. So what happens after you fail, when you've already been crowned a genius? This video isn't about whether Babylon was misunderstood, or whether Damien Chazelle is still relevant. It's really about how the industry absorbs failure, and whether it ever truly gives second chances. Chazelle is now preparing his next film, expected to begin shooting by the end of this year. It's set inside a prison and focuses on a smaller group of characters, a noticeable shift after the sprawl and chaos of Babylon. Actors like Cillian Murphy, Daniel Craig, Michelle Williams are already attached, which gives the project some high hopes. But the question still lingers. Does Hollywood give second chances? And more importantly, have we seen this moment before? Hollywood has always worked like this. Directors swing big, sometimes they miss, some are allowed to keep going, others just disappear. Michael Cimino is the clearest example of how brutal that line can be. After The Deer Hunter, a film that cost around $15 million and went on to make nearly $50 million, Cimino was treated like the future of American cinema. It won Best Picture, swept 5 Oscars, and convinced studios that this was a filmmaker you didn't put limits on. That trust collapsed almost instantly with Heaven's Gate. The budget climbed past $40 million. The film made less than $4 million on its initial release, and the fallout went far beyond Cimino himself. The failure was so severe, it effectively ended United Artists as it existed. Its parent company, Transamerica, sold the studio soon after, and Hollywood took the whole thing as a warning. Cimino kept making films, but the blank checks, the power, the belief in him as a visionary filmmaker, that was gone. After Heaven's Gate, the once Oscar-winning director made 4 more movies, and together they couldn't even cross $30 million at the box office. One swing was enough to permanently change his place in the industry. Steven Spielberg's career shows the other side of that coin. He made Jaws when he was just 28, and that movie basically invented the summer blockbuster. Made for around $9 million, it went on to earn nearly $470 million worldwide, an absurd number for its time. Spielberg became untouchable almost overnight, and then he went ahead and made 1941, a loud, chaotic comedy that spiraled out of control. Critics hated it. Spielberg himself has said he regrets making it. Everything that could go wrong kind of did, but instead of doubling down, he pulled back. And a couple of years later, he made Raiders of the Lost Ark. On an $18 million budget, it earned over $390 million worldwide, and his place in Hollywood was restored, maybe even strengthened. And it's not just Spielberg. Ridley Scott stumbled with 1492, Conquest of Paradise, before bouncing back with Gladiator. George Lucas had a rough patch after Howard the Duck, and then returned to reshape Hollywood with Star Wars. Scorsese had New York, New York, which didn't land, and then returned with Raging Bull. Cimino's Heaven's Gate came at a point when studios were unstable, budgets were out of control, and Hollywood wasn't willing to absorb a flop. Spielberg, on the other hand, had the right combination of trust, opportunity, and yes, a little luck when 1941 failed. The point is, after a failure, there's always that quiet stretch. Sometimes it lasts a while, sometimes not. But what matters is the next move. That's where Damien Chazelle is right now. A new film on the horizon, a career between chapters. Whatever this next movie turns into, it'll quietly decide what side of the coin he falls in. Until then, I guess I'll see you at the movies.